All right, good morning. It's Thursday, June 9th, day 109. And it rained cats and dogs last night, so the ground outside is muddy and disgusting. This is pretty much the new setup, or what the inside looks like. As you can see, it's a lot more cramped than my Z-Packs duplex, but I don't mind this too much. And yeah. I only have one door on this tent, so there's only one way in and out, which is cool with me. And this is my new climate sleeping pad, which is only slightly heavier than my Thermarest. Yeah, this is it. Yeah.
The whole storm system.
Okay, so here's the rundown for today. I've got another 22 miles planned to get to High Point Shelter, which is in High Point State Park. And what's fun about that is High Point State Park obviously marks the highest point in the state of New Jersey. So we're gonna hike to High Point Monument today, and it'll be nice to watch the sun sort of set from up there. So that's the first piece of exciting news. The second piece is that, dang, why did I just forget? Oh, so some folks who are ahead of me told me that, oh, the rocks from Pennsylvania don't just go away when you cross into Jersey. They at least last through the first half of New Jersey. So I did 22 miles yesterday, and I'm doing another 22 miles today. And New Jersey is only 70 miles long total. So by the end of today, I will be finished with Rocksylvania officially. And tomorrow, the trail starts to switch up a bit. So we'll get some boardwalks, hopefully some delis, and some cool little sights in the rest of this New Jersey and New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts stretch. So I'm really excited to get today out of the way. Yeah, it rained last night, all night, and the ground is a little cooler, so I'm not too worried about running into any rattlesnakes today. But even if I do, I hope the encounter is just as easy and calm as it was yesterday. And yeah, Gary is pretty much at High Point State Park, and he's staying at a hostel, taking a zero today for whatever reason. I don't really know. I told him I'm not staying there. I'm not paying when I don't have to. So I'm gonna stay in the shelter instead, and then we'll link up again tomorrow. And I think he might have met a couple other hikers who he's trying to synchronize plans with. So we'll see what that looks like tomorrow when we all get together. But yeah, I'm ready to get today going. Just did my first little climb of the day up Rattlesnake Mountain. It was really small, not even like a half a mile. And there was a nice view up there. And I have two other little climbs back to back that are all pretty small, like the first one. And I gotta make a pit stop at Brinks Road Shelter, which is like 2 miles up ahead, because I have to use the bathroom. And There was no place to dig a hole where I camped last night because I was too close to a water source. So I'm making that little push first thing this morning, and then we'll ease on down the road for the rest of the day. And I'm hopeful that I'll get to camp today between like 5 and 6 instead of like after 8 like I did yesterday. Because I need to start working on my next video, and when I get to camp super late, it means I'm not getting in my quilt until like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and I'm not editing a video at that point. So I think today is gonna be a good day, and I'm excited. So let's go. Look at this. Since it rained last night, these little things are everywhere. It's just another day in New Jersey's animal kingdom. Look at that tiny one. So I decided not to stop at Brinks Road Shelter. 1, because it's a little bit off trail. 2, because in just 3 more miles, there is a deli. So not only can I stop and use the bathroom, but I can also grab something to eat. So I figured that was a much better move to make. So I should be there in about an hour, and that'll be good because I didn't really eat a big breakfast this morning. All I had was a Pop-Tart and my last breakfast essential. So I could definitely go for sausage, egg, and cheese right now or something and some coffee. So yeah, we're gonna make the push there. Okay, so I have some unfortunate news. I'm about a half mile away from Unionville, which is where that deli that I was going to go to is. But I just looked at the comments and saw that they are now permanently closed. So it looks like that's out of the question. However, there's a tavern that's maybe 2 blocks away, and it's only 2 blocks off trail once I get down into town. So I think I'm going to go there instead, grab a bite, use the bathroom, take a little rest break. So I'm glad that there was another option because I was about to get really sad. But everything seems to work itself out. This is so pretty, oh my gosh. Perfect lunch spot, look at this. Wait a second. What the? Man, that stop turned out to be the biggest mistake of the day, and it has literally thrown off my entire day. I'm so annoyed. I got to that tavern at 11 or a little after 11 o'clock this morning, and it is now 2:30 p.m. and I am just leaving. And it's not because I was just sitting around not wanting to hike. They open at 11 o'clock, And according to the woman who was working there, they ran out of propane, so they couldn't make any food. She said, oh, the only thing we could make right now is pizza. And I literally just had pizza a couple days ago back in Delaware Water Gap, and I didn't want pizza. I wanted like a cheeseburger and fries. So she said, oh, we have a propane delivery coming. It shouldn't be that long. And so I'm like, okay, I can wait 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever. 2.5 hours went by before they could even get the grill going. And apparently the propane delivery was supposed to happen at 10 o'clock this morning before the tavern opened. And we all know how that goes when you're sitting around waiting all day for a delivery and they're supposed to come at X time and they don't come until 3 hours later. That's basically what happened. And I sat there like an idiot. The only reason I really stayed was because these two other hikers showed up and they were sitting around too, and I assumed that they were also waiting for the grill so that they could eat. And so I was like, well, if I'm gonna sit here, at least I'm not by myself. But it turns out they were just waiting to get picked up, so they ended up leaving. And then I was just like, damn, I just wasted all this time. So since I had already spent a couple hours there, I was like, I may as well go ahead and like eat something. So I did. I had a burger, a hot dog, and 2 baskets of fries. And I'm like, shit, I still have 16 miles to do today to get to High Point Shelter. It's 2:30. And I was hoping to get to the shelter between like 5 and 6 today so that I wouldn't be rushing to get everything done before bed like I was last night. But it looks like if I still try to do those 16 miles to High Point Shelter, I'm gonna be getting there right before sunset again. So fucking annoying. I'm so like, I'm over these small towns. Either they don't open because it's Sunday or Monday or Tuesday, or I get somewhere and they don't have what they need in order to provide the service that they offer. And that just really got on my nerves. So now I'm gonna have to see how fast I can hike to see if I can make it to my intended destination today. I really don't want to stop short because I'm sick of these rocks. And now I'm just like irritated and I'm sick of everything. This whole trail, being alone, like I'm over it. So I don't know when I'm gonna pull my phone out again. I gotta try to let some of this go because right now I'm just pissed off. So I am still a little frustrated about earlier, but I just took that energy and put it into plugging miles. At this point, I'm about 2.5 miles away from High Point State Park, and it is close to 6:30. So I will make it to my destination today. It'll just be maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours later than expected.
COVID-like tech checkpoints just in case I'm walking through like a COVID cloud on trail.
All right, so we finally made it to High Point State Park. As you just saw, we reached the Veterans Monument, which marks the highest point in the state of New Jersey. I think the elevation is only something like 1653 or something like that, so it's not even really that tall. Well, not that high up, but that was the highest point in Jersey. It's pretty cool. Cool way to end what turned out to be a pretty miserable day. I was actually getting ready to start like cussing and fussing, but when I got up to the viewing platform to look at the monument and take photos, I ran into a cult Tramley member. His name is Work Boots, and he was one of the ones who I met and was hanging with at Trail Days, and it was cool to see him. He said that he's been moving a little slower, not feeling super motivated, so I guess the trail has really been working all of us over, not just me. That makes me feel a little better because I feel like I've been on a downward spiral mentally. As much as I try to stay positive and I try to treat each day like a brand new day with new potential, like days like today, they just really, they get to me. Like the day started off so great and I was just cruising, and then that whole situation with the tavern and sitting there for 3 hours, pretty much wasting 3 hours of my day, and then feeling like I had to rush the rest of the day to get to my intended destination, which was pretty much the same thing I did yesterday after wasting several hours since I couldn't get on that panel discussion. And after I left the tavern, I went to filter some water and fill up my water bottles, and somehow my filter was just completely sealed shut on my bladder, and I could not unscrew it to save my life. And I was already frustrated from the tavern situation, so I got mad and I just started slamming it against rocks. And then that did allow me to unscrew it, but it also caused a leak in my filter, so now I have to buy a new one. Then the rocks, it's another day of freaking rocks. And I know I complain about the rocks a lot, but y'all don't understand. These rocks are sharp. They have sharp edges. They stick up out of the ground. They're all over the place. There's nowhere to take a clean step, and it hurts to walk on these things day in and day out for weeks on end. My feet and my toes are so sore. And they say this High Point shelter marks the end of this notorious rocky section, and I sure hope so. Honestly, if I never saw another rock in my life, I would die a happy man. But yeah, today just felt really hard and I was really over it, and I ate really fast when I finally did get my food and then got up and left, so I didn't even give myself time to let my food digest, so my stomach hasn't been right all day and I haven't really been able to eat since then. I'm probably not even gonna eat dinner. I'm just gonna eat like a bag of Skittles and a bag of M&Ms and maybe a Rice Krispie treat. Oh well. So yeah, let's get to the shelter. I'm hoping there's room in the shelter so I don't have to set up my tent because it is still pretty wet from last night's rainstorm, but we'll see when we get there. All right, good morning. Today is Thursday, June 10th. And it is day 110. Oh wait, no. Today might be Friday, June 10th. Is it Friday? I can't think of what day it is. I feel like it's Friday. But I do know for certain that it's June 10th. And day 110. Yesterday was a long, not so pleasant day. But I'm hoping that today will be different. I had a good night's rest. My new Climate sleeping pad is turning out to be really nice. And yeah, I'm ready for the day. So we're starting off with a 7-mile hike into Unionville. And I know a couple people who are planning to go there for breakfast this morning. So it's right around 8 a.m., maybe a little before 8. And I'm hoping to get there in the next couple hours because they're already there. And after that, I will continue on to do another, what would that be? 12-ish miles to make it a 19-mile day. And I'm planning to end in Vernon, New Jersey. Today is actually my last full day in New Jersey because tomorrow I will be crossing the state line into New York. I told y'all New Jersey really wasn't that big. There were only 70 miles in New Jersey, and in the last 2 days I've already done 45 of them. So that's exciting. Wait, can this be real? Are my eyes seeing correctly? Is this a trail with no rocks? Oh my gosh! Did we reach the end of Rocksylvania? Finally? Oh my gosh. Maybe we did. This is a miracle. I'm not rolling my ankle. My feet don't hurt. And I'm cruising. Hallelujah. We made it. Oh. Yo, what up? I don't know where I am right now. I'm just on trail. But look what we found.
What's up?
Period. Sour cream is in the building.
Yeah.
Baltimore is in the building. Finally. We've been trying to meet up with each other for like
too long.
The whole trail, basically.
And it finally happened.
Yeah, and it's lit. We're making our way to Vernon, New Jersey. I don't know how far away it is. Probably like
less than 10 now.
8 miles, something like that. We finna hit up this hotel. Motel. Oh, it is a motel. Yeah, the Appalachian Motel. Splitting it with a couple other guys. And it's gonna be a lituation. I'm hoping I can find maybe a little beverage. Just to, do what I do.
So much yes to that.
And it's hot as hell. Just want to say that. And we're in the middle of nowhere, as you can see. Look at that.
In the sun.
Period.
That's a pretty bird.
Oreo.
It's got like red wings.
I love when I'm hiking with somebody, then I can like put them in the video. I'll be like, look, I'm not alone today.
Right?
I gotta ask for consent first, because, you know, we ain't playing those games.
Have you had people be like, I don't want to be in your videos?
Look how far away High Point State Monument is. I think I've only done like 13 miles today, and it looks that far away. Like, that's crazy. I think I was just there last night, and we've walked across this entire stretch of New Jersey. Kind of insane. So we just went up and over the big climb of the day. It wasn't really that big, but it was steep and it was rocky, and I thought we were done with the rocks. Somebody lied. But it's about two miles back down to the road, and then the last 3 miles of the day are all flat. And I'm really excited because we are going to be going over these iconic boardwalks in this New Jersey section, which pretty much everyone who is familiar with the AT knows about. Sour Cream is right behind me. She's moving a little slower because she has a little foot injury that she's sort of navigating. But I'm probably gonna wait for her down at the road so we can do this boardwalk stretch together. And we came up with a plan back in Unionville to stop and grab a room at the Appalachian Motel, which is in Vernon, New Jersey. So I'll stick to my 19-mile day, which I initially planned. And rather than getting a room by myself, I'm actually going to be splitting a room with Sour Cream, Rusty, and Sunfish. So I think that should be a fun time. Some of us will probably be sleeping on the floor on our sleeping pads, but it wouldn't be the first time we'd be sleeping on the floor, so who cares? I heard the rates for the hotel are like $75 a night, so split between the four of us, it's what, 12, 13 bucks? So that works for me. And it's right around 2:45 in the afternoon, and I only have about 4 miles, or a little less than 4 miles at this point on the day. So I'm definitely going to be finishing a little earlier than I have been the last few nights, which I'm really excited about, because I do want to just be able to sit down and relax a bit rather than having to rush to get camp and my whole sleep situation set up. So I finally get to relax a bit today. I do still need to dry out my tent, so maybe when I get to the bottom of this climb, I'll lay it out in the sun before Sour Cream catches up. But yeah, that's a little update. Today has been a great day. I haven't felt rushed at all. And yeah, we're still just cruising, even though I feel like my body is a little tired. But hopefully we'll get a good night's sleep tonight. And tomorrow's gonna be an even smaller 15-mile day. We'll just be going from Vernon to Warwick, and we're gonna camp out at this drive-in movie theater that allows hikers to camp for free, which is also iconic. So I think I'm gonna try to get tomorrow done early so I can just chill for the second half of the day and get ready to watch a movie. So that's exciting. And I was super excited to get to this section of trail because I knew all this cool stuff was coming up. The boardwalks, the drive-in theaters, getting close to New York City, and I'll probably pop into the city for a day or two. So yeah, I'm pretty pumped. But let's keep hiking. I'm super excited because this is pretty much what we can expect for the rest of the day. Boardwalks. More importantly, no rocks. Having a little treat for making it through the hardest part of the day. And while I wait for Dahlia to show up, I'm just drying out my tent, which is still very wet from a couple nights ago where it poured down raining. I don't want it to get all moldy, so I need to dry it soon. So I figure now's a good time since we have time today. It's only about 2.5 more miles to Vernon, and the rest is pretty much all boardwalks.
Now you got a little bit of, like, you got higher up there as being a backpacker.
Yeah, it didn't even matter. This is like heaven compared to the last
I sent that
month.
picture of me drinking coffee with a donkey to my mom. And then she was like, I also had coffee with a jackass this morning. And I was like, damn, that's pretty good.
Baron and Spitfire?
No, she's with our boys.
Oh.
That's
I read
baby.
the logbook at the secret shelter, and they were there 2 days ago.
Okay. They got to the other side of Warwick, and I think they came back in on that local shuttle, the bus.
Oh, there's a
To go
bus.
to drive in. Not leaving before
Fuck off. You and your fucking scenarios.
I prefer scenarios.
Get fucked.
Scenarios.
Scenarios. Is that how they say it in Philly?
No. Thank God, today fucking was like brutal.
Why?
It just fucked me up for some reason.
Don't be a puss.
You're a pussy.
I have one.
So we're ending the night at the Warwick Drive-In Theater. They put all the hikers back in the nosebleed section up here. That's where we're camping out tonight. It's lit.
This place? Not sure. Wait. Look. Claire. I know this must feel exotic, but if you mess with the wrong person down here, you disappear. You feel me? Good luck, okay? Wait.
There's a bear right back there. Oh my God.
There it is. There it is. It's a mama and a cub.
Oh my God, our first bears. Wow.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, the little cub. Oh my God. Wait. I gotta get a good view of it. There she is. Look at her. What up? Today's Saturday, June 11th, day 111. Man, I can't believe we just saw a bear. It was a mama and her cub. Our first bear sighting of the AT. It only took 111 days, 1,360 miles to see one. And it was pretty cool. I think because there are so many day hikers and so many people around, the mama just wanted to keep her cub away from everyone. So they were a good 300-400 yards off trail, just sort of minding their business. It's pretty cool to see. Yeah. And we were all a little anxious this morning because we got off to a late start. Special shout out to Baked Potato, who thru hiked the trail last year. He's been shuttling people around the area. He shuttled us to the drive-in theater yesterday and then shuttled us back to trail today. But his car is a pretty tight squeeze, so we pretty much had to wait in line this morning before we could get started. But it all paid off because we got to see some wildlife. I told y'all, New Jersey is just bringing the whole animal kingdom out to see me. So that's pretty cool because today is the last day that I'll even be in Jersey. So yeah. So I just finished the Stairway to Heaven climb, which is one of the hardest climbs in New Jersey. And it's only a mile long, but it feels like 3 miles. And there were a lot of day hikers, so I was just kind of jumping around them, trying to get up ahead. So yeah, we're doing about 15 miles today into Warwick, and then Rusty, Sour Cream, Sunfish, and I are splitting a hotel room in Tuxedo. So Baked Potato said he would shuttle us there. Well, now that I got that climb out of the way, it's a relatively flat walk along the ridge, so shouldn't be too difficult for the rest of the day. But it's already 11 o'clock, so we kind of got to get a move on. But yeah, let's check out the view first. So I just had a really pleasant interaction with the day hiker. I was telling her that I was a thru hiker, and I started telling her that I just saw a bear for the first time today. And she's like, oh, well, do you need like a bear whistle or a bell or something like that? And I was like, oh, no, I think I'm okay. And she was like, oh, no, take this whistle, please. Because I've run into bears before, and you need to make sure that you're covered. And I was like, well, all right, I guess I'll take it. So now I have a bear whistle, which I don't really know what I'm gonna do with it, but it was nice of her to be so concerned that she would give me her whistle. I guess she sort of figured I'm by myself and need some sort of protection or whatever. So maybe I'll carry it for a little bit. Maybe not. I don't know. So I don't want to harp too much on the whole bear sighting because it really wasn't. Actually, I was about to say that it wasn't that big of a deal, but it was. But that was probably one of the better bear encounters that one can have. And I figured I could use that as sort of an educational opportunity for those who maybe don't know what to do or don't know how to react to a bear. So as y'all saw from the video, the bear was quite a ways away from the trail, and she kept her cub pretty close to her the entire time. Now, I only saw the mama and one cub. I'm assuming that's all she has with her. And I think because there were so many hikers around between day hikers and us through hikers, that there was no way she was letting her cub get close to any of us. But it's important to keep your food stored away properly. That's why it's important to not leave trash or wrappers or any food droppings on the trail or anywhere where you're planning to camp or sleep. If you happen to encounter a bear and you are alone, the absolute last thing you want to do is run, because running triggers the animal's predator instincts and they will be inclined to chase you. When you start to run, in their minds, you become prey, so they are going to hunt you down. So do not run. If you find yourself encountering a bear, make sure you are keeping a safe distance between yourself and that animal. And if you happen to stumble upon a bear and you're in close vicinity of it, you want to make yourself look as big as possible. Wave your arms above your head. Pick up any small children or animals that you may have with you. Keep your dogs that are larger on a leash so that they do not antagonize the bear. And you want to slowly move away. Do not turn your back to the bear, but slowly move away. Most often, black bears specifically do not want any interaction with humans. They will more than likely run away from you. But that is not a reason to try to get close to one at all. So I'm sure there are some things that I'm missing. I will try to include like more safety tips, but above everything else, you want to be aware. If you're hiking by yourself, you want to make sure that you are making some kind of noise. Call out every few hundred yards or so to let a bear know that you are nearby, so you aren't startling it. They can hear you more times than not before you see them. So let them know you're there so they can go ahead and get away. I hope that helps. What are you doing? So just as I was finishing up my little spiel about bears, I came to this parking lot and there were these group of guys sitting there, and I've seen some of them around and in the social media waves, and others I was just meeting for the first time. But man, the stuff that guys will just come out and reveal to me, because when they see me, they don't really know me. They don't really know anything about me. They have no idea that I'm queer or whatever. And they just start like volunteering the most random, ridiculous, and childish information. I'm like, yo, and I don't say a word. I just sit there and I let them talk. But I'm like, y'all are, some of the stuff that y'all be doing is crazy. Crazy. Like, I came out here to thru hike, meet people, and have a good time. But some of y'all come out here to have too good of a time. And I ain't with all that. But you know, I just sit back and listen. I don't say a word. I ain't volunteering no information about me. First of all, because I ain't got none. I put all my stuff out there. And it ain't really nothing to tell, because I ain't doing no crazy mess like y'all doing. But at the same time, y'all are just letting me know where to put y'all in my brain without me having to do any sort of work whatsoever. So thank you to that. Y'all keep acting crazy. I'm gonna just keep hiking and being T like I always am. But yeah, y'all need to be careful about who y'all like choose to follow in this through hiking community and who y'all choose to support. Some people out here are not who they say they are. Yeah, and I've experienced that firsthand, and hearing stories from other hikers about certain people. But you know, those aren't my stories to tell. And if I don't experience it, I ain't got nothing to say. But yeah, I'm gonna just let y'all know to be mindful. You know, social media is not reality. It doesn't matter how much someone tries to like present themselves. Even with me, and I post a lot. I probably post more than anybody else on the AT this year. And my videos are super long, but that's still only a snippet of what's happening day in and day out. Like, there's stuff that I haven't shared, certain situations that I've been in that I haven't really talked about. And yeah, just be mindful that y'all aren't seeing everything, and y'all don't really know these people until you actually like meet them in person. And what you get in person is not always going to be what you see online. But if you're a bitch like me who has their eyes open, you pretty much can already guess what you're going to get when you meet certain people. And for the most part, I've been pretty accurate. But you know, I'm trying to look out for everybody here. So yeah, I ain't finna say no names until a reason calls for me to start saying some names. But I'm just letting y'all know, be careful with your time and your energy and your funds if you're supporting certain people. That's all. You know, the water sources have not been looking too great today. Everything is super dark and murky like this water. And I'm just kind of like, I don't even want to filter that. So I've kind of been making do with just my 1 liter today, but I am going to need to get water at a certain point. But I don't think it'll be from here, honestly. Uh-oh, could it be? Oh, look at that! State number 9. Oh my God. Sorry, New Jersey. I know it wasn't that long, but it's time to be in New York, New York. Ow. Yes. Oh my gosh. Let's go. All right, we in New York. Let's get it. I'm so excited. In a few days, I'll probably be going into New York City. I already been hitting up my people, being like, yo, what's good? Can we link? And everybody's like, yeah. So that's gonna be fun. But more importantly, in about 5.7 miles, there is a hot dog stand and an ice cream shop. And I want to get there, so I'm not stopping for anything. I am craving ice cream. Can't seem to find it anywhere, but I'm gonna get it today. Okay? So, yeah, we in New York. We not playing. New York. Oh my gosh, man, look at New York, already doing what New York does. And oh my God, look, it's New York City. Oh my gosh, wait, can we zoom in? Oh, there it is, New York City. OMG. See, this is what I've been talking about with the water sources today. Look at that. At least this source is flowing pretty nicely, so I feel better about drinking this. New York said, let the fun begin. I'm ready for it. You know, honestly speaking, crossing the state line and entering New York brings up a lot of mixed emotions for me. For those who don't already know, I moved to New York City in 2015, right after college, and I lived there right up until the pandemic changed all of our lives in 2020. So that was about 5 years, and I did have a lot of fun times living in New York, but I also experienced quite a bit of pain and heartbreak while living here. You know, I had my heart broken a few times by a couple different guys that I liked, and I had a good friend whose name was Chris Center. I've mentioned him before in a previous video where he took his own life in 2017. And yeah, when I left the city and left all that behind me, it was kind of like a weight had been lifted. And now, having crossed the state line and being back here, that anxiety just came flooding back in. And immediately those memories start coming back, the painful ones. Images of those who I feel caused me harm flash through my mind again. And I'm planning to go into the city in a few days. And I don't know. I know the chances of me running into anyone who I feel caused me harm is like slim to none. But still, I just have that anxiety because a lot of the ties that were cut were never sort of done nicely. And I never received any apologies from anyone who I feel has harmed me. But, you know, I'm trying not to think about that. I'm out here doing something pretty incredible. And I'm going into the city in a few days to see friends and people who truly support me and love me and care about me. And I should focus on that and carry that sort of positive energy as opposed to like holding on to the negative stuff. So I'm trying to just let these feelings come and go. I'm trying not to give them too much attention. And I'm a completely different person than I was when I lived in the city. So if something were to happen where I were to run into someone who I don't necessarily want to see, it doesn't have to be what it was. It doesn't have to be anything at all, to be honest. But yeah, you know, I just want to say that. There's a part of me that just wants to like just fly through the state, put my head down, not stop anywhere, not look around. But you know, we gotta face these walls, these demons, these blockages. We can't let them take hold of us. It's not worth it. People let you go and they go on living their lives without even thinking twice about you ever again. And so there's no need for you to still keep them in your thoughts. But I mean, that says more about you than it does them. And you know, I think grief and pain oftentimes signifies, you know, like love that doesn't really have anywhere to go. And I heard that on a podcast that I was listening to recently. But we can find new avenues to filter those emotions and that energy. We can turn our grief and pain into new love that we decide to send somewhere else or to someone else, you know. So, or we could give it back to ourselves. Because a lot of times we don't spend enough time loving ourselves. But that's all I want to say about that. Shouldn't be too much longer before I get to the parking lot. Sour Cream and Sunfish actually called me maybe an hour ago, and they did not make it very far today. They only did about 5 or 6 miles, and they stopped at Way Yonder Shelter. You know, Sour Cream is dealing with a foot injury, which is slowing her down. And then Sunfish is, I think, feeling the after effects of last night. And so is Rusty, even though Rusty is still behind me a little bit. I'm the only one who woke up ready to go this morning, and I've just been crushing it today. So I don't know, we were all planning to go to a motel tonight, but I don't know what's gonna happen now. I might still go, and I might see if Rusty still wants to go, even though I know he doesn't want to spend that kind of money. But honestly, I have the money, so I might just say, I'll cover it, and you just give me how much you would have paid if we had still split it 4 ways. And then Sour Cream is going to Nero tomorrow and get off trail, and she's gonna go to the hotel and take a 0 tomorrow because the weather's gonna be kind of bad. So I might decide to take a 0 too and just chill in the hotel with her, because it's not so much about the weather for me, but it's more so I am way behind on videos, and I need to find someplace private and quiet and somewhat comfortable to where I can just sit down and focus and get them done, because I'm in New York now, and my videos are still in Pennsylvania. So I got to get to work on those. But yeah, that's a quick update for now. A quick check in on how I'm feeling. I feel like I haven't talked about actually, yes, I have. I have talked about my real feelings. They've just been mostly frustration moving through Pennsylvania and Jersey. But yeah, we've been feeling better for the most part. It's just being in New York, it's still kind of scary. But we'll get through it. It ain't gonna kill me. Nothing has yet.
Really late in the season, it's gonna suck. It would be cold up there. Yeah, cold and wet and not so nice. So August, September.
Around it, if somebody else's
Thank you, New York. Oh, I'll find it somewhere, I promise.
I was with one guy. Did you eat at the Nameless Garden in Waynesboro?
No, it was not open when we went.
Okay, well, I mean, it wasn't very. It's good when you come off the trail to have that much more food.
Good morning. Today's Sunday, June 12th, day 112, and I'm here at the Tuxedo Motel. So Rusty and I were able to do the 15 miles into Warwick yesterday, and we got picked up by my friend Philip. Philip is a photographer. He threw heights to the AT last year, carrying 27 pounds of camera equipment, which is insane to me. But he reached out to me this year asking if he could take my photo for a special project he's working on. So he met up with me back at the road that takes you into Warwick, and we got the photo done, which was pretty cool. I'm excited to see it in the next couple days when he processes the film or whatever he has to do. But yeah, he and his fiance took me and Rusty to get some ice cream, took us to get sushi, which was bomb, and then they dropped us off here at the Tuxedo Motel. So today we are expecting sour cream to show up. She's only planning to do like 4 miles today to get to the state line, and then she's gonna hike a side trail down into Greenwood Lake, which is maybe like 5-10 minutes from here, and then she's gonna get a ride from there here to the motel. So we're kind of waiting on her. I'm taking a 0 today because the weather isn't looking too great. It was actually supposed to be raining all day today, but I just checked the weather this morning, and now it's not supposed to start raining until like 3-4 o'clock, but they're talking about some severe thunderstorms, so I'm okay with taking a 0 today. And Rusty hasn't decided yet whether he's gonna take a 0, but it sounds like he might, so we'll all be hanging out. I don't know what Sunfish is gonna do. I feel like he'll probably hike ahead of us, but that's cool. So the plan for today, I have one of my friends named Jared coming up from Jersey with his girlfriend. And then I have my other friend who's also my physical therapist, Adam. He's driving up from Pennsylvania. So we're all gonna go to lunch when they get here. So I'm excited to see them. I'm excited about that and just to hang out today. Philip and his fiance are also gonna be in the area today, so we might see them again. And yeah, we'll just be hanging out. So Rusty and I thankfully got our laundry done last night, and the dude who runs this hotel is super nice. I didn't get his name, but you know, I was expecting that like New York spice and attitude with everybody, but he was the nicest guy. Took our laundry at like 8:30 last night after we got back from dinner, did it for us, brought our clothes back, and they were all warm and soft. And yeah, for a motel, this is actually not a super bad place. It is a motel, but you know, I felt pretty comfortable. And yeah, I'm happy to be here. So 0 day today. Tomorrow we'll be back on trail, and in like the next day or so, I'm gonna be making my way into New York City. So we're looking forward to that. All right, what's up? Today is Monday, June 13th, day 113. I didn't do any real filming yesterday, but I took a 0 at the Tuxedo Motel in upstate New York. Today, I was gonna try to figure out how to get into New York City, but haven't quite figured out all the logistics yet as far as like which train station I want to use and what I'm gonna do when I get in the city, or where I'm gonna go, where I might stay. So yeah, we got to figure that out. Until then, I'll just be on trail, and if I don't get it figured out, I might just skip the city altogether, but really don't want to do that. I hit up a few people already who said that they would meet up, so just got to see what happens. But got back to the trail pretty late today, like after 12 o'clock, and as you can imagine, not going that far. So in about 12 miles, we'll be right back at the road, pretty much where the hotel is. So I think Sunfish and I are gonna head there and then go crash with Sour Cream because she got a room for today. And she said we can come crash with her and this other dude fall out. So that'll be cool. We got some place to sleep. There will be probably more beer and drinks involved. So just want to knock these 12 miles out so I can get back, because I don't really feel like doing this today, to be honest. But I can't sit still for too long. Haven't really felt like recording much today, or hiking for that matter, but I'm about 10 miles in so far today. 2 more to go. Yo, Sunfish is crazy. There's a bear in the dumpster, and so he wants to walk over to the dumpster to see it, and I'm about to witness something that I don't want to witness. Oof. Oh my God. Oh my God. You better leave that bear alone. Y'all see, I'm all the way back here. Mm-hmm. Today is Tuesday, June 14th, day 114. Getting off trail for a couple days to go into New York City. And I'm pretty excited.